Hi everybody, happy 5th of July. This is a great day, right? Okay, I'm here to talk to you about local power outages that we've been suffering in. And suffering is probably an understatement for some folks, where in the past few days, there were apparently 3 outages that came through the system provided by DTE Energy. Now, what we can do as individuals and as a team eventually, as all of us participate in this, we can do something about it. They don't operate in a vacuum completely, right? Being a corporation, there is some part of that. But they are under a mandate from the state government, right? There's a public utility, they're providing electricity, they should do it in an uninterrupted fashion for everyone at reasonable prices. We can address some of these other things later on, but right now, what we're focusing on is what we can do about the recent outages and the ones that have been in the past. Apparently, there is a pattern here that I'm seeing and others have detected as well. And let's hear. Please, so what we want to do is ask you to please help us get the ear of the Michigan Public Service Commission, right, about these constant outages. These are constant outages in Wayne. They're going on all the time and affecting our neighbors, whether they affected us directly or our neighbors down the street. There is an impact on us. They are suffering. The folks who are experiencing these ongoing outages are suffering. In my case, I've actually had a situation where we had an elderly person in the home. We had a power outage. That was a very serious emergency. Another time we had a power outage during a very heavy winter storm. And you might say, oh, that's understandable. Actually, it's not, because in Alaska, they can provide uninterrupted power supply. And back to the folks that I was talking about, the elderly folks that were with me in the house in the cold weather event, we had to take care of them. It was a very serious, life-challenging issue for us. Okay, so this is a very, very important issue, and I'm asking you to please participate in this way. You can contact the Michigan Public Service Commission. They say complaints and inquiries, but let's say we're reporting back to them. It's not necessarily a complaint, right? Of course, we're complaining about the service and everything, but don't think of it just as a complaint. You're not complaining. You're providing a report back to these folks who oversee the operations of this utility that's supposed to provide us uninterrupted power, uninterrupted electricity. That means we don't question it. All our businesses are not impacted. Certainly not the elderly. Certainly not the people who need the electricity on at all times and are fairly paying their bills on time, right? And especially not the businesses that are impacted. This most recent one, they actually stopped the distribution of another public utility, the water. The water was stopped in some areas, and then we have to question the water quality of what was going on, because some of the pumps were down because they weren't getting the electricity that they were supposed to. Uninterrupted supply promised by and guaranteed by the utility in order to get the options and advantages it gets, which are apparently uninterrupted service charge increases, right? Okay, so we contact, that's handled by the Michigan Public Service Commission. You can email them right now, mpsc_commissioners@michigan.gov. It's going to be down in the remarks under here, okay? That's mpsc_commissioners@michigan.gov. You can reach them 24 hours a day. You can do it 3 o'clock in the morning anytime you feel like it. Inquiries and complaints are also taken, right? Reports are also taken Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. through 4:30 p.m., excluding state holidays, and I believe one is today, so we'd either have to email them today or call tomorrow. Here's the phone number, 800. It's a free phone number, right? Free call, 800-292-9555. That's 800-292-9555. Or you can ring them up at 517-284-8100. That's 517 area code 284-8100. So you got a choice there. Now the city of Wayne also submitted a complaint and a report, and I hope the other local communities, the local governments also submit a report. And the businesses should also keep an eye on this. No matter what kind of special pricing might be available to you, do not be concerned about losing that as a result of providing a report to the Michigan Public Services Commission. They're keeping an eye on this. And the reason a lot of this is going on is because there's been a really lack of investment in the infrastructure, the electrical infrastructure in Southeast Michigan. I'll be talking in the future also about other ways to contact folks, but I encourage you also to contact your local state representative, your local state senator. You're also your federal representative, your federal senators, the 2 senators for the state, okay? Talk to them about it. Let them know what's going on. We're seeing a lot of investment that's apparently directed to electric cars, which have been around since the mid-1960s. They just weren't marketed. They've been around. The technology is here. They're essentially ready to go. So a lot of federal dollars are apparently being redirected in the infrastructure bill towards that development. And that's kind of odd because those are private corporations and they're developing these things, right? So a good idea would be to have the infrastructure investments actually in infrastructure, of which electric distribution is an important part. We need it for our constant access to electricity, for health locations, hospitals. We need it for constant access to fresh and clean water. That's all the pumps that moves things around. Not only the sanitation pumps, but what just recently occurred, according to another public utility that moves the water around here, is that it affected the distribution of water for a certain section. And if it affects one section, if it only affects one section, especially on an ongoing basis like we're seeing, it affects all of us. Okay, there has been no visible impact on the worth of the investments people make if they purchase bonds, securities that are associated with this DTE. But certainly the local interests and the local profits and the local health and the local ease of life, just living through this opportunity that's been given to this corporation, has been severely negatively impacted. So the information that I'm talking about, who to contact below, that would be the Michigan Public Services Commission. It's not going to bring undue attention to yourself. It's fast and easy to do, and it's really quite necessary, especially at this time when the service is beyond poor. It is regularly undependable, and it affects individuals. It affects health organizations, and it affects businesses, both private and public. This is a very serious issue. We should have absolutely no interruption at any time with electrical distribution. Thank you very much and have a great day.